Sleepovers at a friend's house was one of the best parts about growing up. Sleepovers when I was really young seemed groundbreaking. I remember being introduced to the idea of sleepovers thinking, you can do that? And while I did feel very mature and distinguished getting out of the house, all it really involved was begging my mom for permission and then quickly ending up being scared of the dark at my friend's house because I was always the last one to fall asleep. As I got older though, staying at a friend's house for the night became much more eventful. One time I stayed up at one of my best friend's houses and we played Halo until the sun started to come up. Pretty standard experience for a lot of us, I'm sure, but where things started to get really interesting was right after sunrise. Our first task we decided on was taking an ice tray and pouring a whole can of Pepsi into it so we could make Pepsi ice cubes. After that, somehow my friend convinced me to go for a sunrise jog through his neighborhood. With no sleep and probably nothing but chips and candy in our stomachs, I have no idea how he convinced me to do this. I think that he claimed we would feel invigorated after it, as if 8 hours of sleep couldn't do that for us already. The thing is, it was invigorating, and I could do it at the time without much of a problem. If I had to do that now, though, in my mid-20s, I might pass out and die and go to jail. I had another really close group of friends that would get together for sleepovers probably once a month for a good few years through middle and early high school. These seriously were the main event of my month, and my entire very busy schedule was planned around these nights. We called them nerd parties, and this is what we would do. All of us would bring our small little box TVs and our Xbox 360s, and we would play Call of Duty together, but in the same room. That's it. We would typically go to the friend's house who had the biggest basement so we could all sit next to each other and comfortably play COD. The location was important not only for the basement, but for another reason: fuel. After it had gotten really late and we needed some energy, we would walk a block or two in the middle of the night to the gas station down the road, buy snacks and energy drinks, and keep playing until the sun came up. I think I tried my first Monster energy drink ever during a nerd party. We didn't only play video games though. At some points, we would turn out all the lights and play hide and seek in the dark, which was terrifying in that huge basement with not even the smallest glimmer of light to be found anywhere. And through all of this, whenever we got too tired, even when wired on energy drinks and soda, we would take shifts lying on the downstairs bathroom floor, which was always ice cold, to wake ourselves up. Gross, sure, but it worked. Also, side note, remember how everyone thought the world would end in 2012? On December 21st, the world was supposed to end because the Mayan calendar stopped at that point or something, I don't know, and I remember we had a nerd party on the night of December 20th. We went all out because we knew it was our last chance before the world went, and because of that, we ended up sleeping a few hours. When we woke up though, the sun was out and the world in fact did not end, so we celebrated it in the best way that we could imagine. Playing COD more, for sure. Things also started to change once we got our driver's licenses. We would all pile into somebody's car probably at around 3 a.m. and make a Taco Bell run pretty often. We would also drive to random places and go on small hikes or nature walks in total darkness, which probably was a little dangerous, but that's fine. Lastly, the most classic piece of politics involved in sleepovers was punishment for those who would be foolish enough to fall asleep first. Drawing dicks on them, yeah, definitely. If you have any hilarious sleepover stories, please share them in the comments. I would love to hear about them. Thank you for watching.